G'day guys, we're back for the rant preview for Saturday tomorrow, middle of winter, absolute middle of winter. Jack from Melbourne, he's joined us today. G'day Jack, you're not really a guest, other than shake your hand, but welcome back to the show. Gord's here, Mark.
G'day Glenn, and it's a dry track at Rosehill tomorrow, which bone dry track, 4.66. So we've got obviously a fair amount of still soft form going into this program tomorrow. The rail is out in a very tricky position, 6.5 metres.
Okay.
Look, the last 6 metre rail we saw was 6 or 7 weeks ago, and it was on pace, a little bit up the inside. Yep. It was the day that you smashed the first, Glenn, with silence.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, that was the day. So that's the tricky part of the day. Other than that, I think it's an interesting card. We kick off with a 2-year-old and a touted sort of 2-year-old race, with calculated currently the favourite $2.65. Siege of Quebec, Gaybot $3.10, $6 Condor, $8.50 Colesberg, $11 Stone, 18 Tennessee Tango, 21 Almighty, who's in at Newcastle, and 101 the bottom. Now, imagine Siege of Quebec targets the front here. It's not Hieronymus, it's Tommy Berry, so that can always be a little bit iffy.
Well, it's a bit of an iffy race, guys, because we've got two highly touted, very promising 2-year-olds that are both coming off wins, that are both coming off absolute PRs. And in the case of Siege of Quebec, I was at Beaumont that day, I watched all the other rides in the race, and I thought it was a PROG. It looked like they had plenty of start in that race, that horse. I just thought there was just the one participant. It was off the map during the week. It was like $4 into evens with the early tote betting. Strong type of horse, but what do we do with two horses off PRs? What do we do, guys?
Well, they're both going to have PRs again tomorrow. It's one of those PR into PR, so it's not offering you much.
Well, because Quebec gets the lead, you assume, with
Siege of Quebec leads and calculated sits on his back.
Yeah.
So I imagine that probably, well, either Stone or Condor has to be ridden forward up outside. Although Winners Lane showed a bit of toe early at Warwick Farm, stepping up sharply in distance. Tennessee Tango sits midfield. Almighty and Colesberg go back.
Oh, well, you made my mind up. I'm going to tip Siege of Quebec, Mark, because if it leads, and I think it's a better 2-year-old than Calculator.
I'm against both of them.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. We got the voice from the wilderness.
Yeah, hello down there.
Did you not see how wide you're in the sun?
Oh, you know, I found a couple of question marks about the two horses that are taking up so much percentage in that market. I did try rather hard to go finding something else. I found number 1, Colesberg. I just, you know, what do we make of, you know, Payne first up over 1,400 metres? That's a question mark, but I'm getting...
What do we make of Payne?
Yeah, I know, but I'm getting a price to find out. I really like those trials. I think they were awesome. If you noticed, first start, last preparation, beat a horse called Single Bullet, although Single Bullet was a little bit unlucky on the day from what I remember.
It was a bog that day, though.
Yeah, I think it's a horse with a little bit of ability. Those trials indicate to me that it has something, and yeah, I've got a question mark about the stable, but...
I think you form a good
I'm
argument.
getting the price.
The stablemate, the stable first up is the place to go, but he did win a race on a bog with Shin PRing, and now it goes to Glen on a dry. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. Yeah, okay. Well,
yeah, that is interesting. There are question marks, but I'm getting the price to find out.
$8,
$8.50 or something like that. And I actually like the trials. Okay, so I thought they were really strong.
You've got the main horn over the trial, Jack. What are you saying?
No. I've got another one here. I'm going. Well, I've got rid of the. You know, I've got rid of like 65% of the market. I got the other one is number 3, Condor. I thought that was very strong late. I like the fact it was over 1,400 metres last start.
I suppose it's the genuine lead up.
And you know, Glenn and I, we've talked about this with Perry. Yeah, we sort of like back in distance a little bit, but it is 13.50, 14 again. I think that sort of suits the way these guys train, and I did think it was very strong late and maybe a little bit unlucky against a decent horse called Halulai who got the run of the race. So I'm interested in the value about 1 and 3.
I thought 2 and 3 were interesting, and I thought 4 a bit risky with Tommy Berry on the leader.
This is Corville Guineas bound, guys. Bigelow to JP up north. Siege of Quebec.
What do you mean?
Who's that? Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yesterday was all about drawing wide. If you didn't draw wide, you're out of play.
What about, didn't Hugh Bowman say that Calculated was going to win the Cox Plate or something like that?
Right, so we've got the Cox Plate winner and the Caulfield Guineas winner in the same race in July.
Yeah, no, he's made some big comment about the ability he thinks Calculated has.
The first 5 in the market. Give us have the last throw.
What do you mean? I've got rid of... What's the chances of me getting rid of the 2 short price favourites? It's as rare as rock and all shit.
Calculated is second up in its second preparation at home. It started odds on in a city race last start. And it's got a man who's hungry to ride winners. It's got gate 1 on a 6.5 metre rail. Surely it's the place to start.
Not for me.
You said a city winner, you mean a Wednesday 2-year-old maiden winner?
Well, it's like, I don't care. I do not care.
Brave Song and Caterspie. It's not really a city winner, is it?
It's a starting point. That's what it is. It's a starting point.
Okay, all right. Well, we're all just... Everyone that listens to us was completely fucked in the head because I've gone Siege, you've gone Calculated, you said they'll both get beat, and Jacko's hanging me.
Race 2, 1,350 metres. So what's the well, the mounting yard mail will have the casting vote, Glenn.
Thank you, Marcus. It won well.
Particularly strong in 2-year-olds. Race 2, the Fillies and Mares race, $3.70 Insensata. No T. Clark tomorrow. $5 is Pioneering, $5 Girls Sunday, $6 Heady Heights, $7.50 Labdian, back up from Melbourne, quickly, $10 Vangvar, $15 Marakita, long odds at the bottom, $2.31 and $61. And finally, the right race for Girls Sunday, but is she...
Fucking lame, isn't she? Well, she's just... you know, I can still hear... I can hear Steve Collar, I can hear Terry Copper, I can hear Dr. Nick, I can hear all the ghosts in my brain, even though they're still alive. Is she just eased out? She's a mare who eased out of the race.
Right, so what's it mean?
Well, it usually means they're gone.
Yeah, so she's gone. But I mean, this setup on a favourable rail is just, you know, at her right distance against her right grade. She tried to take on the Monster the other day. She toe to toe with him.
Fair enough. It's a good point you make, because if you got leading by 3 or 4 lengths there.
Not only is there a question mark about, you know, mares being out of form or gone, but Gerald Ryan, fifth start preparation, isn't a positive either.
All those things, Gord, all those things. If it wasn't that she had a sympathetic setup, you wouldn't even talk about it. So where do you want to start, Gordo?
Heady Heights. I know it's got that pattern that I'm not a big fan of, but...
well, which is?
Well, not taking forward position, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a horse that needs to be held up. I spoke to Mark Boy yesterday. He said the horse has gone ahead leaps and bounds. They expected to race well. They're looking for cover.
Course and distance winner.
On Saturday and expect the horse to go close.
It won't settle that far back. You remember in its 1350 metre win when Gunn was on board from a lower draw, but it raced basically handy midfield. So like Pioneering goes forward with the blinkers on here. Girl Sunday obviously finds the lead.
Female, what's the horse in the same stable, the grey little horse that Kim had? You know, little... You know, Zipper.
Yeah,
Duller used to hold
yeah,
need to cover, and last shot. What was it?
Well, I used to win at Gosford.
Yeah.
This is the female version.
Oh, you're talking about a male, though?
Yeah, it's a male, isn't it? The grey horse I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Supreme...
No.
Okay, anyway,
Bell.
moving right along.
You used to back it all the
I
time.
know! And it'd go around at decent odds, too.
You can only think of ginger nuts anytime you think of horse.
So,
well, I tell you what, you know,
Has T. Clark chosen Heady Heights over Insensata?
I don't know. You know, Jay's starting to listen to me and putting her on or something. The problem with Insensata here is backed a little bit in distance, but it's another favourite tomorrow coming off a PR.
And it's already had the springboard of Cathy off.
It is fifth up, which I think is a tick for this horse, because I think the way Jason trains, they get better as they go along.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't win, I'm saying it's like got a good chance, but I'm a little bit interested in Heady Heights myself.
And we'll make that a trio. And I've never been in Heady Heights van, but
I like the 7, Marakita. Well, look, Gordo, Dicko. Look, it's nice to be young, right? This horse needs more racing, mate. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dicko didn't see it in the mounting yard the other day because he was in Victoria. And Glenn, what did you say from the mounting yard the other day?
Well, it was well above itself, but it came back in good order. Maybe you are. Maybe it can do something tomorrow. But after I watched the tapes and blah blah blah, and then remembered how it looked, I remember thinking could find a good spot on the third up or not.
Yeah. It'll
51 kilos.
I mean, it's got a chance, but if I'm comparing its run to Heady Heights' run and the way this sets up, I've got to go to Heady Heights.
When we were going to the races, it was a horse we had a bit of success on.
Yeah. It was a while.
Right, okay, race 3, the highway, and a boring highway, isn't it? $4.25 Surprise Party. $5 Balala, $5.50 Cosmic Rain, Bowman board. $9 Buddy Honest, $9.50 Alfinvara and Star Aspiration, both scratched from the Acton today. $13 Empyrean and 20s and longer the others. Now, Buddy Honest has been ridden very urgently since he's had blinkers applied recently. Imitation Game and Surprise Party I had on the speed. Cosmic Rain, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but maybe he tries to tag across. Leaving Star Aspiration, Prince Jacko midfield, Malaki Crunch, Northern Conqueror doing their best. Now, Glenn, no, actually, Gordo, you're the highway man.
You are the highway man, Gordo.
I'm actually pretty keen on a couple outside the market here. I admit that the obvious ones, 2 Cosmic Rain and 5 Surprise Party, are, you know,
You become a highway roughie.
typical.
You see Gordo's highway roughie won there at Grafton on Wednesday. Frisky won.
Yeah. I admit that they're lightly raced. They're the things you kind of look for. They've got the right jockeys on. They've got well, particularly Surprise Party has the right trainer. But I was really impressed with the last 2 runs of number 3 Northern Conqueror. At Bathurst, it ran against Second Step. If you see there, it got beaten by 3.5 lengths. But if you look, it was quite unlucky and really strong late in taking some ground off it. That was over the 1100. Then it went to Mudgee and brained a horse called Harper Zozo, which you'll get a form reference today because I think it's running at Scone in the last.
Yeah, one at Bathurst beat a horse that ran 3rd in that race that came out and won it.
So
Maiden at Hawkesbury.
You're looking at some pretty solid form lines there for a horse that's over 20-1. So I'm quite keen to have a play on number 3. And then the other one I'm interested in is just the Mark Lambourne Pearl with Highways, which is the obvious leader, which is number 6 Buddy Honest. Horses in Highways can't run sectionals to take too much ground off horses in the vanguard, so that looks like it maps pretty well. And that's it.
For Northern Conqueror, it's funny because its first 2 starts with Gay, and it started no odds at all in a Kembla Maiden, 1,000 metres, scraped home, never looked like winning and won. And then it went to Ravenwich, got beaten by Ravenwich at Beaumont. In the market, close up, has a spell, goes out west and starts $8 at its first country run.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the story is there, but obviously Gord, he has at least found his form finally.
Yep.
Glenn, have you got anything to offer here?
Yeah, I thought I was tipping number 6, Buddy Honest. I like the fact that where it was drawn, I like Rachel Murray being on. I like the way it paraded the other day, and I think it's on the way up. I think it'll be cherry ripe tomorrow and in a good racing position to beat the old fucking boring Matthew Dale.
Yeah.
Surprise Party.
Well, he won't be here much longer. They're barring him.
I saw that.
So yeah, at some point, I think
he puts a few horses over to not Corinto. What's that suburb next to Canberra?
Queanbeyan.
You stop the queue. How close do you want me to be?
They'll be onto him, Glenn.
Surprise Party, lightly raced.
This is P. Volandi's little flagship race, this highway, and he's going to make the conditions as to how he wants them. It's not this is fair or this is unfair. This is how we're structuring this race so that we get the result we want.
Okay. I'm tipping 6. I agree. It's going to get a nice run. I like the style horse.
Any interest?
Following Gordon. Right, yeah, well, wouldn't you?
No idea, no.
Race 4 has more interest for me. I've got 6 on top.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Every time we tip something $10, we've all got the same horse there.
I know, and what do we get tomorrow? We always take on it. Yeah.
It did run in a particularly weak, that was a particularly weak highway last week.
We're all laying it, actually. Lay it.
Race 4, 1,800 metres, 3-year-old race. Bites them, straight up in distance, 7-day back up, $4.40. $5.50 Walk the Streets. $8 Sam Doubt, $8.50 High Mist. $9.50 Live to Dream, who's certainly not living the dream in her first preparation. Bjorn's just making her work.
Bjorn races them. Isn't it great?
Yeah, $13 Thard, $13 Queen of Heights.
Program's going around on Monday somewhere.
16 Vaucluse Bay, 17 it's fait accompli, long odds the others. And there's not much doubt about what happens here early doors. Bitesome just tries to take it up, and Sam Doubt, what's he going to say? He's just going to sit there?
Go and sit.
Because it's not It's not Jean.
It's Josh and Adam. Adam's going to lead. Josh is going to Josh is not going to attack, and then between the two of them, they're going to say, "Well, let's race each other."
Queen of Heights, box seats. Walk the Streets looks for 1-1. Live to Dream looks a bit posted at a tricky start.
Tim's not going to go for it.
Okay, so he's going back.
He'll go back. He'll look after his half twin, Josh.
And I'd say the High Mister's going back.
R beats them in Samadale. There's 2 runners here, guys. I'm giving 1 from 3 because of the setup. And because I'm, Adam never stops.
Well, both of them pissed in at Warwick Farm last time. Is that good enough for Rosehill, Glenn?
Well, these are against horses that, like are less than Warwick Farm.
Well, anything that ran against Domed
Yep.
is going to be hard pressed here.
Yeah. High Mist I've sort of given up on a bit. Live to Dream a minute. Could be racing at Bathurst. Live at Barbass as a highway horse. Walk the Streets had its chance the other day, even though it's probably well suited tomorrow, just backed up a little bit. But finds Glyn. Beautiful, beautiful race for Bad Glyn.
Dicko's got a bit of insight here. He monitored Thard in the mounting yard closely at, where was it, Flemington last time,
Yeah,
Dicko. Thard popped down there to be a reverse pen job?
Yeah. What's the story with you?
Afraid of enormous. I reckon it's going to go really well tomorrow.
Okay, so it's scratched.
They could have stayed in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's scratched from Caulfield tomorrow to race here.
Had a big SP last start, $19. Why was it $19?
This was coming out of the Vega race.
It was 35s, like 3 minutes before the jump.
What, on the fair or on the ring?
On the fair.
Wow.
They really backed it. They paraded it really well, but they've had Vega form at Canterbury, so it's pretty hard to have on
Can they
top.
turn that alarm up a bit louder up there?
I think it'll go really well tomorrow.
Ginger Nuts, what are you saying, baby?
I'll definitely take notice of what Dicko says there. Normally a pen job for me, but after you've said that, it won't be a pen job for me.
Well,
I will.
Yeah. Going Melbourne Gill.
I just don't. Yeah, I know.
And the horses that beat that race raced last Saturday in a final race, 150k race, and they were all in the top 4.
Okay.
It's a $100,000 Fleming, is that right?
But for me, Arby at Sam, the only disappointing run this preparation was on the heavy track. I think that's the only reason it's had the one poor run this preparation.
Is it supply and demand?
How doesn't Arby at Sam win this race? Like, if it runs anywhere like it did last start, it just wins, doesn't it?
You don't see me tipping many number 1s in the favourite.
Yeah.
It's the poster boy for dynamic, isn't it?
So,
Poster boy Hieronymus on.
so he's just going to sit there on Samadale. He's not going to try and spoil the party.
No, he's just going to sit there and give himself every chance.
Right. Okay. So.
Well, how's he going to go? How's he going to get past Adam?
No.
Adam's 14 to 18 here.
Yeah.
He's drawn inside him.
Okay, what about that? That's the only question mark.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I forgave it.
It's
but
not only it's 18 on a track that's going to
play like a 16 sort of thing.
Well, it's not a brutal track. It's a helpful track to horses that are trying. They're putting themselves in there, up there.
Come to the top of the straight, right? It's going to be leading coming into the bend, and all of a sudden there's a less than even money chance that it puts 2 lengths on Samadale.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I actually want to suggest that High Mist ridden quietly and cutely will do something here.
Okay, well it is coming out of probably the proper lead-up form. Just dreaming it, so that's proper Saturday form. But I don't know. I've seen it too many times. 1 out, 1 back, getting a little cosy run and just like not putting in. It's a funny horse.
Race 5 will take us out to the end of part 1, and it's a 1200 metre race, benchmark 75, so it's the low grade 1200.
Oh my word.
And $4.80 the resumer, 3-year-old filly Faith's Encore. $6.50 King Darcy, $7 Clear the Beach, been back to the trials since last start failure. $7 Sonic Switch, resuming for first full preparation for Waller. $7.50 Pick Me Up. $10 Zara Bay, $10 Conachi, $11 Damn Ready, who I didn't realise was only a 3-year-old, $15 Mana, long odds the others. Now the
So Sonic Switch, it was a Timmy Martin horse. Was it had a change table what mid prep last time?
Yeah, it was like at a short break, and then it turned up with Waller. You know that Terry Copper's one of Terry Copper's favourite little, I suppose pearls you could call it.
Yeah.
Is first time the trainer's had every opportunity to prepare it first up.
Sounds a good pearl.
It worked particularly well with a horse that's running later, El Lou.
Okay.
Got El Lou off hooks. Clear the beaches in the van here. Iron George will try and keep up. Mana will just box seat. King Darcy not far away. Adjective is a pest but may run at Hawkesbury on Sunday. And what's he going to do on Konachi here? Because the instructions last time were ridden urgently to lead. It's back in distance. It's on a track like you've never seen it go fast on a dry track.
No. I think it has to go forward, doesn't it?
He has to push on.
Has to push on. Can't sit 5 deep.
And Eminent Duke has been showing a bit of toe lately over shorter courses, so it's more pressure as well.
Doesn't the race just set up perfectly for the first upper?
There you have it, the bleeder, Faith Encore, maybe. Gord, well, tell us about Faith Encore's trial, single trial.
No, I haven't done it.
So if you haven't done it, you're not interested in it?
No. Sometimes I decide not to watch them when they're snowed because...
Yeah, because they confuse you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say about the horse then? Glenn's already stuck his bib in there.
No, I think it's got a great chance. I think it's got a good chance. I think it's a pretty confusing race, but to be honest, I'm not super confident about anything. I could entertain one, but then I don't like Courtney Vanderwerf. Like, Hieronymus had so much success on this horse last prep.
It's going to make a nice little country rider, but you can't back her on Saturday.
Well, why isn't Hieronymus riding it?
Because he's riding Pick Me Up.
Yeah, but I'm giving King Darcy a better chance.
I don't know about that.
Look at what Hieronymus did on it last preparation. Like, he had this thing flying. What?
I'll have two, you have one?
No,
King
because
Darcy
I don't
has run
want...
in a very strong race the other day.
Yeah. I'll give you half a length.
Swap jockeys.
Oh,
I'll give you 5 lengths.
I might say that. What are you tipping, Dick? Let's get into it. I'm tipping the 1. Are you really? Off what?
It raced against Calander and Sir Plush the other day.
It'll be in the right spot, it'll go well. I'll be really interested to see what you say, Mounting Yard Mail, about Zara Bay. It paraded really nice after a really good run first up.
Did it do it tough last time?
It was a little bit sort of, maybe too relaxed in hindsight. It was half asleep.
Right. And what happened in the run?
Just did nothing, like really presented to run on and just sort of didn't let down. So I'm really keen to see what Glenn says because I backed it last start, so I'll like follow my money. Guys, I was having 9 on top. I thought having ticked all boxes sets up, as long as it doesn't bleed, to beat Sonic Switch. I thought the numbers were easy there, 9-6.
Yeah,
too late for the
you're interested in the presumers. And Clear the Beach, is he finitoed? Or is the scenario just a little bit it's not sympathetic enough?
Well, the fact he got beaten in the heavy 19 lengths last day gives him more chance. If he got beaten 6 to 8 lengths, I'd say he might be finished. But 19 lengths just tells you, well, he just eased out of the race. Do you know what I mean? Like, had the nice trial since. I don't think he's finished, no.
And Gordo, anything else there that...
Interested in 9 and 1. That's it.
Yeah, well, look, one's got the obvious problem with
There you go.
Courtney, but she's just going to sit there, and it does come out of a very strong lead-up, I suspect. That's the end of part 1. We'll be, we'll be back with the...
I've been looking forward to seeing you in part 2.
Very good.